Hello friends, this is Pedestal of Knowledge Online Maths and Physics. Please help us to share our videos after watching. Thank you. Now, it says solve the equation 2 sine squared theta plus 5 sine theta minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, now, what we are going to do here is this. It says 2 sine squared theta plus 5 sine theta. Now, we now say, let sine theta be equal to an arbitrary parameter, let's say y. So if sine theta is equal to y, we now replace sine theta with y in this equation. So this equation becomes 2y squared. Because here we have sine theta is equal to y, so sine squared theta is equal to y squared. So plus here becomes 5y, then minus 3 is equal to 0. This now becomes a quadratic equation. So we now solve it using any of the methods. Let's try factorization method. So in that method, we have 3 times 2 is equal to 6. So now the factors of 6 are 6 and 1, then 3 and 2. Let us try 6 and 1. So we have 2y squared plus 6y minus y minus 3 is equal to 0, because 6y minus y will give us 5y. All right, so now when we group it, we're going to have this. Now, because 2y is here and 2y is also here, you factor out 2y, then place whatever that remains inside the bracket. Now, what remains here is y. Now, what remains here is 3. Because 2y times y will give us 2y squared, and 2y times 3 will give us 6y. Now, we have here minus 1 into, now, what we have here is y plus 3. Because minus 1 times y will give us minus y, and minus 1 times plus 3 will give us minus 3. Okay, now this is equal to 0. All right, now, since the factors inside the bracket are identical, we bring out one of the factors. We have y plus 3 into, then the ones outside the bracket, we have 2y minus 1 is equal to 0. So now, if this times this is equal to 0, it means that each of them is equal to 0. All right, so it means that y plus 3 is equal to 0, or 2y minus 1 is equal to 0. So if y minus 3 is equal to 0, then that means that y is equal to minus 3. Or if 2y minus 1 is equal to 0, it means that y is equal to 1 over 2. All right, now remember, we are not asked to find the value of y, rather we are asked to find the value of theta. So now, since we have already established the fact that sine theta is equal to y, all right, we now continue here, but we already know that sine theta is equal to y. Okay, now, when y is equal to minus 3, we are going to have sine theta is equal to minus 3. Now, it is very clear that the sign of any angle cannot be negative. Therefore, y is equal to minus 3 cannot satisfy this equation. So, we now try the other value. So, now, when y is equal to half, we are going to have sine theta is equal to half. So, if sine theta is equal to half, then theta is equal to the sine inverse of 1 over 2. So theta is equal to, the sine inverse of 1 over 2 is equal to 30 degrees. So the value of theta that satisfies this equation is equal to 30 degrees.